There's a kind of calm so deep that it feels almost otherworldly, the kind of composure that makes others pause, stare, and wonder how a person can remain so centered when everything around them is falling apart. It's the kind of stillness that carries power, quiet, unspoken, and absolute. Today, you're going to learn how to reach that level, not by forcing yourself to relax or by pretending not to care, but by transforming the very structure of your mind. This is the art of unshakable calm, the secret system passed down by the greatest samurai in Japanese history, Musashi. Before we dive deeper, if you find this topic inspiring and want to explore more about developing mental strength, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future content that will guide you on your journey to mastery and personal growth. Let's get started. Most people think of calm as the absence of noise, a quiet room, or a peaceful meditation session. But the calm Musashi spoke of isn't about silence or stillness, it's about presence. It's the kind of calm that stands tall in the middle of chaos, that makes you breathe slow while the world spins fast. It's a calm born not from comfort, but from clarity. Because when you truly understand what pressure is and what it isn't, you realize that calm isn't something you do, it's something you are. Musashi fought over 60 life-or-death duels and never lost. But his genius wasn't just in his sword, it was in his mind. He once wrote that the mind should be like water, clear, reflective, and fluid. When the water is still, it mirrors the world perfectly. When it's disturbed, everything becomes distorted. Most of us live in a constant storm. Our minds ripple with fears of failure, judgment, and loss. We mistake noise for motion and confusion for intensity. But the warrior who learns to still the water sees clearly, and in seeing clearly, he cannot be defeated. There's a story of a young executive named Daniel, brilliant, ambitious, endlessly driven, but like so many, he cracked under pressure. Board meetings turned his stomach into knots. When he spoke, his voice trembled. When conflict came, he reacted. His heart raced, his breath shortened, his body betrayed him. He tried every technique, breathing exercises, visualization, affirmations, but they were all surface-level fixes for a deeper wound. His problem wasn't that he didn't know how to relax. His problem was that he didn't understand pressure. One night, Daniel stumbled upon an old translation of the Book of Five Rings. At first, it felt irrelevant. An ancient text about dueling with swords couldn't possibly apply to modern boardrooms. But as he read deeper, something clicked. Musashi wasn't teaching how to win battles against others. He was teaching how to win the battle within yourself, the one that determines every reaction, every word, every decision. He wrote, "The enemy is not in front of you. The enemy is your own mind." That sentence pierced Daniel like a blade. He realized that every time he faced pressure, he wasn't actually reacting to the situation. He was reacting to his imagination of it, to the story in his head about what might happen, who might judge him, what he could lose. His anxiety wasn't caused by the boardroom. It was caused by the movie playing inside his own mind. The fear wasn't real, but the body doesn't know that. The mind whispers danger, and the body obeys. The next morning, Daniel decided to change how he faced pressure. Not by trying to control his emotions, but by changing his relationship with them. He remembered something Musashi called fudoshin, the immovable mind. It means a mind that doesn't waver under any circumstance. Not because it's emotionless, but because it understands emotion for what it is. A passing cloud over a still mountain. He began small, ordering coffee. He practiced keeping the same calm breath he had at home. Talking to his assistant, he held the same relaxed posture. He began transferring that feeling, his home mind, into public situations. It felt awkward at first, even forced. His pulse raced, his body protested. But slowly, his system began to learn. By the end of the first week, he noticed something subtle. The panic still came, but it faded faster. His breath didn't spike as high. His voice stayed steadier. By the third week, he walked into a meeting and realized his heart wasn't pounding like before. The anxiety was still there, but it was quieter. He wasn't trying to fight the storm anymore. He was learning to stand in it. What Daniel was doing, unknowingly, was rewiring his brain. Modern neuroscience confirms what Musashi understood centuries ago, that when you expose yourself repeatedly to stressful situations while maintaining composure, you literally change the neural pathways of the brain. The amygdala, the part that screams danger, begins to quiet. The prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought, stays active. Over time, your nervous system learns that what once felt like threat is simply life. But Musashi went even further. He didn't stop at calm. He sought emptiness. Mu. In Western terms, we might call it flow, but it's deeper than that. Mu is the state of total presence when your mind is free of all unnecessary thought. When you are not divided by fear or anticipation, but unified in the moment. It's the feeling a musician gets mid-performance when time disappears, or a fighter in motion who moves before he even thinks. To reach that state, Daniel created what he called his mental clearing ritual. Before every high-pressure event, he would pause and ask himself 3 questions. What do I need to do right now? What do I need to know right now? How do I need to be right now? Everything that didn't fit those questions, fear of failure, worry about outcomes, self-doubt, he left behind. Like clearing clutter from a workspace, he cleared his mind of everything unnecessary until all that remained was presence. Soon, he realized that calm isn't something you create in the moment, it's something you prepare for long before. Musashi wrote, "The battle is won before it begins." You can't hope to stay calm in chaos if you never practice calm in peace. Daniel started training himself outside of pressure, in the quiet hours of dawn. He'd imagine stressful scenarios, the tense presentation, the difficult client, the unexpected confrontation, and breathe through them as if they were happening. This wasn't visualization for success. It was rehearsal for serenity. When the real moments came, they felt familiar. The body recognized them. The calm he practiced in silence followed him into the storm. But there was another dimension Musashi spoke of, something he called reading the wind. It's the ability to sense the energy around you without reacting to it. Most people get swept up by the emotions of others. Anxiety spreads like fire in a dry forest. One nervous person can infect a whole room, but the one who remains still changes the entire atmosphere. Daniel began noticing this. When others panicked, he stayed composed, and suddenly their tones softened. Their pace slowed. Calm, it turns out, is contagious too. He also learned to use calm strategically. In negotiations, in debates, in personal conflict, when you stay emotionally neutral, people reveal themselves. They push harder, they over-explain, they expose their fears. Musashi called this making the enemy show their form. Calm isn't submission, it's control. It forces others to dance to your rhythm. It's not about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering your energy so completely that nothing external can disrupt your internal balance. Still, even as Daniel's composure grew, he struggled with one final barrier: the need for control. He wanted every presentation to go perfectly, every meeting to end smoothly, and that desire itself became a source of stress. That's when he discovered Musashi's fifth element, the void, the unshakable center. It's the place within you that remains still even as everything changes. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you realize you don't need to. You simply act, respond, and move in harmony with what is. It's not detachment, it's mastery through acceptance. He learned this lesson the hard way. During the company's biggest annual presentation, the projector failed mid-speech. Hundreds of clients were watching. Gasps filled the room. He could feel everyone's eyes waiting for him to panic. Instead, he smiled. He walked to the whiteboard, picked up a marker, and began drawing the key points by hand. The tension melted. People laughed. And when the presentation ended, the applause was louder than ever before. Calm had turned chaos into connection. That moment changed him forever. He understood what Musashi meant when he said that serenity is not a state of mind, it's a way of being. Calm isn't the absence of movement, it's the mastery of movement. It's not sitting still, it's flowing with precision. From that day forward, Daniel stopped calling it stress management. He called it energy mastery, because that's what calm truly is, the ability to direct energy instead of being consumed by it. Months passed. Daniel's reputation spread. Colleagues described him as impossible to shake. Clients said his calm was intimidating, but in a good way. And that's when he understood another hidden truth. When your peace intimidates others, it's not because you're cold. It's because you mirror their chaos. Your calm exposes their lack of it. But instead of feeling superior, Daniel saw it differently. He realized his serenity could be a gift. His calm gave others permission to breathe. In meetings, he began intentionally slowing down his tone, softening his words, grounding the energy in the room. He became a stabilizing force, a calm presence people sought out when things went wrong. Eventually, his leadership style transformed. He stopped leading with pressure and started leading with presence. He no longer tried to inspire with big speeches, but with quiet consistency. When others saw that he didn't crumble, they began to rise. His calm became culture. You see, Musashi's system wasn't just about fighting duels or surviving battles. It was about living from a place of grounded strength. In modern terms, it's about emotional regulation, cognitive clarity, and deep awareness. But beneath all those scientific words lies something profoundly human: peace. The kind of peace that comes not from avoiding conflict, but from mastering it within yourself. So if you're ready to begin this transformation for yourself, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can receive more insights and tools on how to build unshakable calm and mental clarity in your own life. When you understand that, you'll no longer have to learn how to stay calm under pressure. You'll have become the kind of person who simply cannot be moved. And that is Musashi's legacy. Not the art of war, but the art of stillness. Not the mastery of the sword, but the mastery of the self. So the next time pressure rises and your chest tightens, pause. Remember that the storm is not outside, it's inside. Take one deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Ask yourself, what do I need to do now? What do I need to know now? How do I need to be now? And then do only that, nothing more. Because calm isn't born in the absence of difficulty, it's forged in it. Every time you stay composed when your instinct is to panic, you build a new kind of strength. Every time you respond with clarity instead of chaos, you expand your capacity for peace. In the end, staying calm under pressure isn't just about surviving, it's about becoming. It's about transforming into someone who no longer negotiates with fear, who no longer gets lost in the noise. Someone who moves through life with quiet certainty, whose presence feels like gravity itself. That is Musashi's legacy. Not the art of war, but the art of stillness. Not the mastery of the sword, but the mastery of the self. When you understand that, you'll no longer have to learn how to stay calm under pressure. You'll have become the kind of person who simply cannot be moved. Thank you for watching. And if this video has inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and join us on the journey to true mastery.